Tree Country 1330 WTRE 844 this morning. Good morning, Decatur County Family YMCA in.
Good morning, Emily.
There's so much going on, right?
We have a lot going on. Well, we're in the heart of summer camp.
Yes.
So we have a ton of summer camps still going on. So actually, as you know, my kiddos are in studio today, so we're waiting for their camp to start. So we have a few more specialty camps going on, and then
still openings in those camps.
I believe the specialty camps. There's still some openings.
Okay.
But I think we only have maybe 1 week of summer camp that still has an opening. But
it's been wildly successful.
We have done very well. We have over 100 kids in the building every day. So
what a good feeling, though.
It is. It's
busy feeling.
It is very loud and very busy, but it is a good feeling. So the kids are enjoying it. They're having a good time. So,
okay. And summer's just flying by.
Yes, we have like 3 weeks left. So it's kind of crazy to think that it's almost school time again.
Do you know what specialty camps are still to come yet this summer? I know. I want to say robotics is coming up in a couple weeks.
Robotics is coming up at the end of the month, and then I believe we have a paint the town with Angie from Paint the Town, or Come Paint with Angie. So we have that one. I think is maybe next week, but I don't have our specialty camps in front of me right now.
That's okay.
So we have a couple of them left. So. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure we have spots in there, and my kiddos have been in the sports camp this week, so we actually were at the Fever game yesterday.
How fun is that? I was reading about the sports camp, and I'm like, I'm jealous. Like, I would love that, because it's like every sport under the sun.
Yes, every sport under the sun, and then they had one in June, so they had one in June as well, and then we went to the Indians game, so they had an Indians game.
What a fun week.
And then this week, then they do more sports, and then we went to the Fever game. So
what good experiences.
We had it was a great time, but we have decided that we're not going anymore because the last 2 years we went to the Fever game, they've lost.
Oh no.
So we don't
bad omens, right?
We don't want to be the bad luck charms anymore. We'll just watch them on TV.
I love it. Pool is open.
Pool is open. Yep.
Okay.
So
swim lessons. I was about to call it a swim class. Swim lessons. Are those still being offered?
Yes. We actually have we're doing summer swim lessons this year. So we're doing them a little different. So we're trying to run them kind of like the city pool did back in the day. So they're 2 weeks of lessons, 4 days. Like 4 days each week, so they're getting 8 lessons in 2 weeks. So we had one that just started this Monday, and it'll run through next Thursday, and then the last one for the season will start on the 21st, and then run through the 31st. So then right before school starts, and then we'll have our regular lessons start. We have them going. They'll be Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Then starting August 11th, so after school starts, then they can pick one of those days. And then they'll be 6 weeks long, and then we have them on Saturdays as well. So then they can take and do Saturdays. Very accessible. Yeah. So we have a lot of swim lessons still available. So yeah, there's a lot left of that. And as always, we have financial aid available. So for people that can't afford that, or it's going to stretch the budget a little bit, because we all have those stretch the budget things. So we have financial assistance available. People can fill out the scholarships and see if they can get them for discounted rate. So
a lot of scholarships available. I tell people all the time, I'm like, go out there and apply, because it could even be a percentage.
Yeah, you can, we have some people that get 50% off, and we have people, depending on what the numbers come back, they get full 100% scholarships, meaning they get basically everything for free. So, and that comes down to memberships, or it's it can be programs or anything else. So so it's not just memberships, it's programs and everything. So
don't be shy.
So don't be shy. Go fill them out.
We want you healthy.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You guys had one of your largest events of the year. The Teresa Day Rolling Tour took place. Was that 2 weekends ago?
2 weekends ago. It was the 28th. So
listen, I was down on the square. What a sight that is, as they all start trickling back in. And I love to see that.
Yeah, it was. We were a little shy of our. I think last year was our record-setting year. We had had 264 riders. So this year we ended up with, I think, 249. So we were a little shy of our record.
It was really warm that day, too.
Well, they weren't sure if it was going to rain, and then it ended up, it was nice in the morning, but it got very humid and hot that afternoon. So, but everybody had a good time. So, so it is one of our biggest events. And we actually had people that showed up from, I think, as far away as Wisconsin this year.
Oh, wow.
But we have them come in from Kentucky and Ohio, and we had people that drove down from Indianapolis that morning. So because I was doing the day of registration this year. It was my first time doing that. So we met a lot of different people that they woke up and they're like, oh, it's not raining, so they drove in, because they didn't know what the weather was going to be. So so it was very, very nice.
I think how cool too for people to come in from all over and then get to go out and see all the Decatur County offers.
Yes, because they go through the covered bridge down by Enochsburg, depending on their route, or the covered bridge over by Westport, depending on their route, and then around Lake Santee. So, and actually, that we had a couple people say that's specifically why they come in. They like riding around the lake. So it's fun, So it is very cool. So so we're looking at doing maybe a few changes next year, but nothing. Just try to make it a little bit more accessible and help everybody out. But so we're looking to modify routes a little bit maybe, and and just see what we can do a little different to try to our goal is to try to maybe up our numbers a little bit. So we're trying to come up with some new ideas to bring in some new people, and try to get them there.
We need Decatur County to start training now, right?
Exactly. You got a year, so let's get on the bikes. So hey, we got indoor bikes at the Y, so they can start. There's no excuse.
Train all winter long.
They can train all winter long. That's exactly
right.
right.
We have plans for people.
Yes,
it's good.
Yes, there's tons of stuff out there. So
any leagues coming up as far as basketball or t-ball? I think a lot of them have wrapped up at this point.
Yes, actually I think we have t-ball that's getting ready to start again. So we just had some that wrapped, but we have a new one that's getting ready to start. It starts in August. So we had sign-ups actually are still going on through the end of the month, through July 28th. So if you missed out on the first round of t-ball, there is a second round coming up, and it'll run the 9th through the 20th with no games on Labor Day weekend, but we still have spots available for that. And then we have some, not pickleball leagues, but some scrambles. So we have both a competitive and recreational pickleball scramble next Saturday. Competitive will run from 9:30 to 12:30, and recreationals from 12:30 to 3:30. So there are still some spots available as far as I am aware of, but there's only 12 people that come to each of those. So there are limited spots, but I believe there are still some available. So yeah.
How does the scramble work for pickleball?
They do a round robin.
Okay.
So then they just play, I think they end up playing like however many people, that many matches.
Okay.
And then they just basically rotate through. So
a day full of pickleball.
A day full of pickleball. So the gym is always full of pickleball. So
it's been exciting to see a newish to our area sport just take off like it has.
Yes. So the other day, my office is right outside the gym, and they had three full courts going outside, and so depending on the weather, they'll be outside on the outdoor courts too. So we have those 2 outdoor pickleball courts, which are open to the public, just like they are out at Rebecca Park. So you just have to bring your own equipment, so that way, but they're open to the community as well.
So fun.
Yeah. So
any other special things coming up?
Well, our big special that we always try to do it a couple times a year, but this one we are basically, it's our anniversary, so we give the community a anniversary present, I guess. It's our No Joy Fee Day. So we have that coming up on July 28th. So at the end of the month, we're doing a no join fee day. So anybody that, has been thinking about coming to the Y, and it's like, well, that $75 up front, I just don't have to worry about that, so we're taking that out.
Nice.
So this is actually our anniversary month. We've been in the Decatur County community for 111 years.
111. Wow.
111. So yes. So the Maoris started it back in 1914 in July. So we started a couple years ago celebrating that. So our no join fee for this year is July 28th. So you can take and scratch all those, join fees and all those kind of questions and hurdles that you keeping you from joining, those go out the window. So
just go for it. Jump right in.
Just go for it. That's right.
It's crazy when you think. So I remember I call it the old Y downtown. So that's like my first memory of the YMCA here.
Right.
But to think that it's been around for 111 years, and just even to look from the old YMCA building to where you're at now, just the growth that has taken place in that time.
Yes. It's funny because I still go to the old Y because I go off campus a couple times a month and I do blood pressures. So I do blood pressures for, it's called Historic Greensburg. But I call it the old Y.
Yes.
But it is so interesting to see how that is evolved, because I was like, I did preschool in this room, and, and they still have the gym in there with the walking track.
I love that.
So the residents get to use that. But we have people the same way. They'll come in, they're like, I had no idea this building was as big as what it is, because especially with the new addition from a couple years ago,
right,
it just keeps going and going and going. So yeah, it's a lot bigger than it looks even on the outside. So it is amazing that it used to fit in just that little block on the street there.
100 years provides a lot of growth.
It does. It does. That indeed.
Speaking of your new addition, I think people just don't think about it, but the hidden gym is the indoor playground.
Oh yeah,
that can be accessed. You pay a daily fee, I think, if you go to that.
Yep.
If you're not a member.
If you're not a member, it's a daily fee. And yeah, I mean, like we see it and it's not just for our community. I mean, like we have people come from Batesville. We have people that come from other communities, especially in the winter when kids are like knotted up and they need some energy to burn. And then when it's super hot, when it was super hot out, a couple weeks ago, we have families that come in because it's too hot until later in the evening. Or, we were out at Rebecca Park the other day and, you forget about it, but they had signs up, the playground equipment can be hot.
Yeah.
And so it really has nothing to do with the heat. It's the equipment can be hot being out there. And I never thought about that till I saw the sign. I was like, well, that's why the indoor playground's great. You don't have to worry about that.
That's right.
We were out at like 7:30, so it was cooler by then. But yeah, I forget about that. You can't play on that stuff when it's
could be
warm.
a hot slide going
It can
down.
be a hot slide, especially when it was those stainless steel ones when we
That's
were
right.
younger.
Yes.
Plastic ones, not so much. But yeah, the playground is great. So, my kids love it. Every time we're there, can we go to the playground? So, yeah. So they love it. So.
It's a good access. School starts to head back in August. We're not that far, which is crazy. I know the kids don't want to talk about that yet.
Yeah, August 5th.
So will the school programs be taking place again this year?
Yes, we have our preschool. I think there's just a couple spots available. We already have preschool classes with waiting lists. So if you're still thinking about signing kiddos up for a preschool, we can still sign them up, but there's waiting list, I know, for some of the classes. I actually just talked to a mom the other day, and she's like, I forgot to sign my kiddo up, and now I'm on a waiting list. So you still have a chance, just could be on a waiting list. And then the first day of preschool, I believe, is the 14th. So we start after the kids go back to school is when we get our preschool program going. And then we do have after school will start that first day. So so if you don't have after school care, then you can still get them signed up for that. And then that starts first day of school, August 5th.
And they go from school to the YMCA.
Mm-hmm. If they're signed up, yep, then they get bused there. So
okay. And how long are they able to stay at the Y?
Till 6.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It's a great program.
Yep.
A little homework help and some fun playing.
Yep. And they get a snack, so they get homework help. So, yeah. And then they usually have some sort of craft or activity that they're doing if they don't have homework or something like that. So, yeah. So, a lot of stuff going on. So
there is. Anything we forgot to mention today?
I don't. Well, if again you're not fully committed, the only other thing that we do have going on is our 100 days for $100. So if you're not interested in that full, membership fee or our membership dues, then you can do the short-term membership, which is 100 days for $100. So, and that means you join
get a good taste.
Yes. So you can join anytime between now and basically the Saturday before Labor Day, and your 100 days start from then. So you can take and sign up literally that day before, and then you still get your 100 days. So
perfect.
And then families are $200. So
it's a good opportunity to try it out and see how much you think you might use it, and if it's good for your family.
Yep, you can try it out, and like I said, then you just pay the full, membership when you start, but you can always just go with that no join fee day, and they're still taking the hurdles out with that no $75 fee. So
I think the most important part is that the YMCA tries to make it very affordable for any family in the community.
Yeah, and something very exciting, I forgot, starting in August, we have something new that's going to take place. We are going away with our class pass. So, like, we've had a bunch of changes with our group exercise and our water aerobics the last couple years. So we originally had sessions that people would buy, so it might be an extra $10 or $20 depending on class. And then a couple years ago, we went to the class pass. So they would pay extra $10 a month, and then they could basically access any program, whether it was Group X or Aqua or anything like that. But starting in August, we're going away with the class pass, and all of the classes are included in membership.
Oh, nice.
So there's no extra.
That's a big change.
That is a huge change. So, so there will be no extra hurdles, for people that, want to take a class and it's like, I just didn't want to pay the extra $10 or, things like that. So it is a huge opportunity. News. So, yeah. So now all classes are included, whether they're water aerobics or yoga or any of the special. We still have some specialty classes like our small group personal training, or we have Taekwondo and, some specialty classes that weren't included in swim lessons, personal training. We had things that weren't included that were extra anyway. Those are still extra. But the actual classes themselves are all included. So we're excited because now it kind of really alleviates any barriers for people to come in and take
and
class.
You can try stuff out.
Yes. So
it's a great opportunity to be able to go and try some things.
Yeah. So now you can take and try as many classes as you want because they're all free. So and that's starting in August. So we're very excited about that. So we're hoping that'll bring a lot more numbers to the classes.
So fun. If they want to get a hold of the YMCA, how do they do that?
You can call us at 812-663-9622, or you can email us, website, social medias. We're on all of it.
You're everywhere.
We are everywhere, or at least try to be.
Very good. Thanks so much for being in this morning. Great program.
Thanks, Emily. I appreciate it.
All right. Anything else you want to make sure people know?
Nope. I think I covered it.
All right. Very good. Have a great day at the YMCA. Give them a call. I love that just to make it more affordable, I love that the class fee is going away. That's very cool.
Yes, we're very excited.
Cool.
We're excited about that. So now they can come and enjoy their classes included in their membership.
Very cool. It's 9:01 on Tree Country. Good morning.